back in Hyderabad with a scathing attack on the centre. Joining the students' hunger strike for 12 hours, Rahul Gandhi demanded justice for Rohit and lashed out at the Prime Minister, saying the Prime Minister and the RSS were trying to impose one ideology on the nation and there's massive discrimination in institutes in different forms, calling for a law to target discrimination of all kinds. Take a look at the excerpts from the speech.
Hyderabad University has become a hotbed of protests and politics. Rahul Gandhi descended on the university campus at midnight to join the students' hunger strike. The Congress sign attacked the centre and even named the Prime Minister, accusing him of attempting to impose one ideology.
The truth that he saw in this institution put so much pressure on him that he was forced to kill himself. They are trying to crush the spirit of Indian students, of Indian youngsters by imposing one idea from on top. The issue here is that in Indian universities and colleges there is massive amount of discrimination to many different types of people.
But the BJP dismissed his attack as mere politics.
Rather than discussing and going into the depths of the problems of Dalits in the country, he is trying to bring a political angle into the whole thing.
जिन लोगों ने इस देश में इमरजेंसी को लागू किया, जिन लोगों ने इस देश में लोकतंत्र की हत्या की, आज वो लोकतंत्र की बात करते हैं। मुझे लगता है ये पूरी तौर से राजनीतिक रूप से प्रेरित होकर कर रहे हैं।
Even as our netas continued their politics, protests broke out across the nation. Students on a hunger strike in Hyderabad University.
The constitution which is being ignored, the constitution which is being raped, left, right and centre, all these amendments should be protected in the laws and see that constitution is being safeguarded and all these sections, the weaker sections are protected.
And in the national capital, protests by student groups. The anger is mounting on the streets. Rahul's visit may have grabbed eyeballs, but many question, is this really a fight for justice or mere symbolism? Bureau Report, News X.
So is it a legit crusade for Rahul Gandhi? Is it just politicization of an issue that is sensitive and is emotive at the same time? Is it just plain symbolism or milking by political parties? Joining us tonight will be Tom Barakan, national spokesperson of the Congress Party. Sudhindra Baduria will join us in just a bit. He's a member of the BSP. Roji M. John, national president of the NSUI. Ashish Chauhan, national secretary of the ABVP. And also joining us tonight, slightly later on the show, in fact, he's already with us, Dr. Swamy, senior leader of the BJP. Thank you all for being with us. Tom Barakan, since your leader today went back, spent 12 hours there at the Dharna, and to be objective, sir, the speech hit all the right notes, but it was overtly political, far more than what you or your leader would like to admit. Now, the accusation from the BJP is this is suicide tourism, and where was Rahul Gandhi when all those other suicides were taking place in Telangana and Osmania University? Would you say this is a justified crusade? Because he made a very important point today about a legitimate law that India needs to tackle discrimination of all kinds and at every level across our universities, which many will tell you, sir, is a reality.
Utter, it is shocking if they've called it suicide. I'm so shocked that if a leader of a party goes and supports the Dalits whose lifeline have been cut, who is responsible for the suicide? Who literally abetted it? The lifeline of the Dalit students, scholarship was cut. He had no roof. He was removed out of the hostel. He was socially ostracized. If that student was not driven to
aware, sir, of how it happened. My question is,
what has happened there?
Isn't Rahul Gandhi going back there? Many people would say open to attacks by saying this is just for photo opportunities. He goes there, makes a political speech, and this is politicization of a sensitive matter. Now, my question, sir, is if this is a genuine crusade, then should we expect Rahul Gandhi across every campus wherever there is a problem? Because he demanded a law today saying that if the government did initiate a process to get the law to target discrimination position, the students would do that for us. Is he positioning himself on the right of the side of the students justified over a suicide case, which, let's face it, was unfortunate and terrible?
Arthur, it is a suicide case, you agree, but the circumstances and the abetment that went behind it. If Rahul ji follows up an action, he went there, and his commitment, normally if it's a photo opportunity, as you are making it out, he would have finished it in the first round. He's following it up. He's following it up at all campuses. Whether it is in Chennai, what has happened, even in JNU that is happening. What is happening in this country? What is this movement against not only Dalits, but students across the board? Are we facing a situation where ideology is being imposed on the student community? There is reaction across the country. This is not photo opportunity.
Dr. Swamy, would you like to respond to this? I have a question for Dr. Swamy now.
Students.
Today, Dr. Swamy, Rahul Gandhi made a speech there. Many would say that for a leader who's faltered at previous speeches, some would say this was hitting the right points. Is that the blatant insensitivity that you talk about? Because he made political points very clearly from that stage today, and he did ask the Prime Minister and demanded the Prime Minister, saying if the Prime Minister doesn't do his job, the students will do it for him. So making it political, sir, was that inadvertent or inevitable? There has to be a distinction made tonight.
That's very stupid to say. If the Prime Minister doesn't do the job, the students will do it for him. What can the students do?
Initiate a law that targets discrimination on campus.
There was such a long, prolonged agitation. They ultimately... Now, come on, now, how do students pass a law if the Prime Minister doesn't want it?
It's metaphorical. You know what he means. You know what he means, so do I. You know what he means.
This is what I mean by scatterbrain, dear. Don't interrupt me. Are you an advocate for Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Then say so.
No, absolutely.
I am trying to make a point and you are now interrupting me at every stage.
No, absolutely not. Go ahead.
All right. I am telling you that students cannot pass any law. They have no authority to pass any law in this country under the Constitution. So for him to say that is very stupid. Yesterday, yeah, you know that, then don't say that was a balanced speech. A very good speech, made a good point. That's what you said.
No, I said he hit the political points
the other day
using the state, sir. Was that wrong?
What did you say? When you say what you said? Say what you said.
I said using that stage to score a political point, was that wrong?
Does not pass the law, the students will. What is a political point? It's a stupid point. How can that be a political point? That the students will pass it if Prime Minister doesn't pass it? Basic political science he should know. I know Rahul Gandhi failed most of his exams. He doesn't know anything.
Now you're getting personal. You know what he meant. Let's go across to the student leaders.
Jobs of Microsoft. He doesn't even know that.
That's getting personal, Dr. Swamy.
He spoke about making India as well. He spoke about making India.
He's symbolically speaking. The students can change the government. That is what he's implying. Maybe. And the laws can be changed. The government can go. This is about it. Dr. Swamy, by shouting and putting people down doesn't work.
But students can change the government.
You have a situation
where the
students will react. The
Prime Minister can be removed.
Democratically,
5,600 students are there. There's only a handful of 200.
Country, Dalits.
And all communists.
We are talking about Dalits, Dr. Swamy. You are going to dominate about Dalits. You're going to cut them off.
Already the suicide note, as you have given a truncated one, now it is being examined. What are you talking about?
Okay, gentlemen, let me intervene here.
Don't talk about mainstream India. We saw Dalits being committing suicide in Tamil Nadu. I didn't see any of you there.
Forensic evidence against us.
Okay, let me just quickly go across to two student leaders and ask them.
Of course I can say it. I'm giving correct version.
Gentlemen.
You're giving the Macaulay version.
Gentlemen,
you're all
please.
slaves of the British.
Dr. Swamy, I request you and Mr. Varakan to just hold on for a bit, sir. I just want to get a sense of what Roji M. John and Ashish Chauhan, who are with me here tonight, National President of NSUI and ABVP respectively, National Secretary, I beg your pardon. Ashish Chauhan, today, do you think, using the stage, even though you did a dharna on a hunger strike as well, is it purely overtly political as well, and is it playing into what the demands of the students really are? Because let's face it, there are certain universities, of course, across the country where there is a problem of perhaps not enough assimilation. Ashish.
Yeah, as far as discrimination is concerned, it had been there, it is there, and if we don't take any step in the near future, obviously it will stay for some more time. But as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, like Congress had government for 6 decades in this country. And what exactly they did on that front? They just milked votes on the vote bank politics, whether it was Dalit, whether it was the Muslims or Christians or whatever you call it.
Okay, I want to get to Roji M. John's view here as well. Roji M. John, is the visit now being called, of course, rent a cause, being called insensitive to use that particular platform to make a score a political point there as well? How are students? You say that the students, of course, invited Rahul Gandhi. That's why he went there in the first place, which should perhaps count in the debate as well. Is that right?
See, Rahul Gandhi went there in the first instance because the students of Central University invited him. There is a joint action committee who is fighting for. There is a joint action committee fighting for justice, and the joint action committee invited Rahul Gandhi to campus. And when he went there for the first time, he promised them that any time in the future also, if the students feel that his presence on campus is required, he would be more than happy to come over and support them. The Joint Action Committee again invited him for the mass hunger strike today, and he joined the students on campus, and he sat on hunger strike for 12 hours along with other students and the mother of Rohit Vemula. See, this is a student movement that is going on throughout the country. This is not happening only in Hyderabad University. This is happening all across the country, different universities.
Today, Rahul Gandhi was accused today of going to incidents like this to milk them politically today as well. It's been said in the past as well. Now, questions have been raised where he was when the Telangana agitation, where more than 400 people died. Many students who committed suicide, and others also clearly blamed your party's top leadership as well by name in some of the suicide notes. Now, I can go back and give you specific examples there as well, but the question is still valid. You can consider
who is making this allegation? The people who are responsible for the death of Rohit Vemula is making this accusation because they don't want students to raise their voice. They don't want this protest to continue because they are feeling the heat. The government is feeling the heat of this protest, and they want to silence this.
You people are actually you people are fooling country. There was this details which were like erased or like erased from the suicide note. There exactly it was mentioned ASA and SFI. Why are you not?
No, but not in the context. It was just.
He's saying people killed. Who exactly killed?
I really don't understand.
Can I ask you one thing?
I really don't understand how.
Rosie, you should answer. You should answer why NSY attacked.
No, how can I don't understand. I don't understand how AVP people are talking about the deleted portion of the suicide note. Where is the forensic report? Where did they get the forensic report from? How can my sincere request to ABUP people and the BJP leadership is, you have already killed Rohit. Please don't insult him anymore by making such statements. How can you say what was written on the
You people are politicizing it. You people are attacking ABUP offices. It is nobody else. It was your organization, my dear friend. It is your organization. It was NSY. Because NSY's names were not coming in picture.
Your party has politicized this matter. What happened on campus? What happened inside the four walls of the campus?
That you are lost.
Dr. Swamy, one second. Enough. One second. Okay, enough. Fit is down on both these young gentlemen here. Dr. Swamy, now, if the BJP says today, and with all respect, that this is insensitive on part of Rahul Gandhi, this is making it political because he has no other issues to talk about, is the government really nervous as the Congress suggests then? Why is there a top minister going with the counterpiece offer if the government calls Rahul's visit there politics or politicizing?
Yeah. Just because the BJP speaks the truth about Rahul Gandhi and his mental capacity to understand what the problem is, doesn't mean that we are getting nervous. That is your inference. What a question you are leading. You are giving leading questions.
No, absolutely.
I'm telling you that Mr. Rahul Gandhi went and spoke nonsense there. Please listen to me. He spoke nonsense there, and 5,600 students are there, and hardly 200 students are assembled, and you say the students, as if they represent the students. Not at all. In fact, I would strongly recommend all those students who are protesting should be rusticated, and so the university can go on with its normal business.
So you're saying the protesting students who are demanding, the JSC who's demanding that a judicial probe that has been ordered and the minister be stepped down for a while till the probe is ordered and VC must be expelled, are not representing the students at all? You're saying that they should be taken away forcibly and let the university go do their job?
Absolutely. Whatever action the government has taken has got nothing to do with these students. They are mostly left-wing students. They espouse Trotskyitism in the campus. I have seen the literature. Rahul Gandhi may not understand because he's hardly done any studies.
So,
but I know
again, sir,
about this.
Dr. Swamy, again, isn't
this kind of rubbish that as a comparative politics. So I'm telling you, this has got nothing to do with students. They are a handful of students.
Okay,
the government should crack down on them.
Okay, Dr. Swamy says, Tom Varakan, that these are left-wing students, as if being a left-leaning individual perhaps was a necessarily bad thing. Now, that is open to interpretation, yes. Of course it is. But do you think, sir, this, again, Dr. Swamy suggests that these students who are protesting, demanding the JSA's conditions be employed by the government, and the government, of course, saying that we've already ordered a judicial probe, let it take its time. Do you think, again, that we go back to the problem of statements coming in like that? That if you are subscribing to a particular ideology or trying to profess it on campus, then you have to be clamped down on, specifically.
Atar, I thank the good stars of India that Dr. Swamy was not made the Vice Chancellor of JNU. My God, it would be mayhem there. If this is the kind of view he holds against students, rusticate them, suspend them. Thank God he didn't say hang them. Now, if difference of opinion, Dr. Swamy, is to be hanged, hung, rusticated, sorry, I think we are getting it all wrong. They are young minds. They are impressionable. If this is the kind of language that you speak in public domain, Dr. Swamy, you are a learned person.
I said
you are a learned
them
person.
And send them to Moscow.
You are a learned person. I
never said hang. Don't put words in my mouth.
I would appreciate that
Congress fraud.
And you said
lies is a part of Congress.
You said rusticate.
You will lie about your educational qualification.
After rustication,
yes,
nobody lies about it, Dr. Swamy. I mean, I don't know why you got this hang up, but you are the only educated person in the city.
I'm
sorry, Dr. Swamy. You have called this. I think it's time somebody tells you that educational
I know what a university is supposed to be.
As an issue?
I know what a university is supposed to do.
Gentlemen, let's talk
to each other.
Thank God.
Dr. Swamy, I request you. Let Varakan finish first. I'll come back to you after. Mr.
That is why he was removed from Harvard.
One second, Roji, don't do this. Mr. Varakan, finish your sentence. We'll go quickly around after. Mr. Varakan.
My point is, if this is the attitude and mindset, you need the children and the students spoken to. You need to address the issues. Neither is the HRD minister, nor the Prime Minister, nor anybody. Now they have sent the Parliamentary Affairs Minister there. And now they have backed off the VC also. If there is nothing rotten in the state, in the university, why is all this activity on? Aren't they nervous? These are issues that the country is asking. And Dr. Swamy, I'm sure you will understand. You are a liberal-minded person, I'm sure. But please consider, move out of your Bharatiya Janata Party frame and look at it. Look at them as students. You are a teacher and you need to address them as a teacher.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk to the students. Dr. Swamy, would you like to respond to that first? Would you like to?
Yes, I've been a professor for 50 years. I address students. Even today I address the IIM students. I don't find, except these communist-minded students, and some of these dropouts from who have joined the Congress party, they are the ones who are creating all these problems in the campuses.
Unfair, sir.
The majority, overwhelming, over 85% of the
Swamy
in Hyderabad want to go back to classes.
Dr. Swamy, if you're a communist, you're a troublemaker.
Come on now, why do you go on interrupting? You're supposed to be a moderator.
You're talking about branding people.
I'm telling you, all the students who are demonstrating there are left-wing. Trotskyites.
Demonstration
you don't know what
and protest is their right,
I'm
Dr.
telling
Swamy.
you, they are perennial agitators. They have a poor academic record. Overwhelming number of students in Hyderabad University want to go back to classes. They want this end to end. That is what happened in FTII. They ultimately all tucked their tails and went back to class.
Dr. Swamy, that is why many people are saying that the government is floundering on the Rohit issue, because even after the Prime Minister spoke, you're not speaking the Prime Minister's language, are you, Dr. Swamy?
One second. Swamy,
that is your interpretation of floundering.
You such language.
There's no floundering at all. It is your opinion. For a moderator, you certainly have lots of opinions on one side.
Dr. Swamy, you're being unfair. I'm just saying the Prime Minister came out, spoke about how badly he wanted to see justice done for Rohit. Now, the students
I'm not being unfair. Everything I say, you will start giving me their point of view. Why don't you listen and let them answer?
I will involve Dr. Varakan as well, but I think Ashish wants to say something.
Yes. That's not your job.
Of course it is.
Only answer.
No, of course it is.
I'm sorry, that's not my concept of
to tell them your views. Anyway, Ashish, please.
I agree. I agree, Dr. Swamy, that most of the students, they want academics to go on now, and it is obviously Rahul Gandhi who wants to play a politics. Any vice president of a Congress-like party or such a big party won't have indulged in these kind of petty politics of campus level student politics, but he is indulging, and that is Rahul Gandhi there.
There have been other political leaders who have gone there as well.
They have gone there, they have met, but obviously the kind of indulgence they are showing, this is like, there has to be a difference between campus level politics and politics of policies. He has power, he is an MP, he is vice president of a party, they can present a legislation in parliament, he is not doing that. He is coming and playing these petty politics, and that, in his words, the event was a function, and he attended that function.
Okay, the function he was invited to. Roji, would you like to respond to this? I mean, what is the needs if you're Roji, if Rahul Gandhi really wanted to have or show some genuine appreciation for the cause or the apparent cause of the students who were protesting there for Rohit Vemula, why would he make political points such as target Make in India or other schemes by the government or the Prime Minister and linking it to his own agenda? Now that many people would say, of course that's not my opinion like Dr. Swamy said, but other people would say this is clear and blatant misuse really of a sensitive situation, and targeting the Prime Minister from that particular stage was perhaps unnecessary.
See, before responding to that, I have a very humble request to make to Dr. Swamy. My request is, please don't mislead the nation and please don't insult the students who are sitting on strike here. See, Rohit Vemula, he said the students sitting on strike here are mediocre students and they have low scores. Rohit Vemula himself was a double JRF holder, and the members of other Dalit students who are suspended also, many of them are JRF holders and they have very high academic records. Number one. Number two, he is saying that all these students are communist and they are all leftist. The members of the Ambedkar Student Association, they fought union elections against left organization, and they had nothing to do with the left organizations on campus. So please don't mislead the nation. And again, coming to Rahul Gandhi's involvement here, or him coming again to the campus. See, the students invited him here and he was making a larger point. See, this is a fight. This is a fight for justice. This is a fight for the right of students to protest and dissent on campus. This is overall, see, the attitude that Dr. Swamy is showing, the same attitude the government is also showing, because the government doesn't want any voices of dissent to come. Government doesn't want any sort of protest happening on campus, and that is what we are fighting for. That is what because the students as youngsters, this country has had history of strong student
I agree. He was trying to make a larger point. That might have been, but did he have to make it political?
Now you call them anti-nationals. Now you call them.
Well, he was trying to make a larger point. I understand about discrimination. Ashish wants to come in here. Ashish.
Yeah, Rosie did mention about the left organization on campus, but I want to ask one small question. There is a Dalit Students Union on campus. There is Bahujan Samaj Front on campus. Those are the organization obviously representing, as the words say, Dalit student. Then who exactly this ASA representing? And the kind of politics they are doing, they are supporting Yaqub Menon. They are not representing Ambedkar there.
Activism against the death penalty is
no. Doing the namaz there.
Are you telling me tomorrow if you're an activist against the death penalty, you're branded anti-national and left-wing and troublemakers?
No, that is not my point. My point is they have done This is what we are
fighting against. See, there is a
ideology
constant attempt to brand
Ambedkarism. I would say the same organization, that is Dalit Student Organization, on 12th of August 2015 posted a update in their Facebook calling these ASA people goons. And the same update, like calling them goons, was updated by Bhujan Student Organization in 2012. These are the updates posted on web.
Okay, last word from Tom Varakan, 30 seconds because I have no more time. Tom Varakan, in response to Dr. Swamy as well as the line here, because would you say that attacks, of course, about politicization will happen no matter who goes there, but ultimately the government has ordered a judicial probe, sir. It is a time-bound probe. 3 months, of course, it will take to come up with its findings. Don't you think it's at least necessary to give the Judicial Commission that time to come up with the actual facts and let the matter rest? That's a fair argument, I would say.
Well, we want the Judicial Commission to come to a conclusion, but at the same time, the kind of discrimination that is going on, not just in Hyderabad, but it's even happening in JNU. It is happening across the board. Now, when he has been invited, he's made a point, and why is the government shying away to take steps immediately to ensure that Dalits have a level playing field? I mean, that's the only roll call. What is the politics in it? We are not there.
Nitin Gadkari says, Mr. Varakan, exams are nearing in Hyderabad. All students are busy with studies. The government has already announced judicial probe. Peace has been restored there. In such time, why is Rahul Gandhi ji going and politicizing the issue? This is your top minister, Nitin Gadkari, today criticizing your leader.
Nitin Gadkari has a point of view. He belongs to a party. Obviously, he wants to pack it up and close it off. Diversionary tactics have been adopted because they feel this is an issue which is hurting the Dalits and it is hurting the student community, the youth of this country. So naturally, diversionary tactics will be adopted. In view of the demonstrations and all that, the exams could be a little postponed, and I think they could be accommodated because if the needs of the student are met, I mean, the basic thing is, now they have removed because the suspension. Why are they doing this?
The hard line taken, of course, and the quick and scathing counter-attack on Rahul Gandhi on his speech and his visit to Hyderabad today, of course, would have given an indication, really, that this issue is still festering, and whether or not anyone's trying to politicize it deliberately, the result is that it is happening, whether we like it or not, and that's the unfortunate part. Views, of course, can be different. Dr. Swamy, thank you for joining us. Tom Varakan, as well as Ashish Chauhan and Roji M. John. We are out of time on this one. That's debate number 1 for you. We'll come back in just a short while to discuss what Nawaz Sharif has said today and the context, the relations between the Indo-Pak dialogue.